everyone, and welcome to this video. Whether you're a new subscriber or you have been subscribed for a while, I am so glad that you are here. I have a whole big to-do list to do today, and this is just the realest that I feel like I have been while filming a video, because I was sort of at the end of my rope all day long, and I just knew I had so much to get done. So I ended up splitting this video into two parts. This is part one of two, and I got a lot done. I will show you at the end everything that I got done, but I'm going to tell you now, I did not get everything on my list done, even in the second part, but that's just how real life goes sometimes. There was so much mess, and I got a lot more done than I actually thought I was going to, so I was really glad for that. But I'm so glad you're here. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I'm so excited to share a ton of cleaning motivation with you, some laundry motivation, and at the end of this video, if you like that sort of thing, there is going to be some baking clips. I made some loaves of bread and an apple crisp, so if you enjoy that, make sure you stick around till the end. I'm just going to go ahead and start with this guest bathroom. My son was asleep, and he sleeps the hardest when he first goes down, so I knew I needed to start on the place that was right next to him, get some laundry going, and then go back in there and clean it all up. I've tried to start a better laundry routine. Honestly, I have been just throwing everything in and not worrying too much about stains, but I'm really trying to start a better laundry routine so that my clothes end up coming cleaner. And so with this load of my kids' clothes, I am checking all of them and making sure that I pre-treat all the stains, and I'm using Shout for that. And then I'm turning everything right side out as well so that I can get the cleanest possible. Most of my kids' shirts, I end up spraying all the colors and all of the sleeves and fronts of them just because they are in that stage where they are pretty messy still, especially my son. I feel like boys are messier in general. At least my son is generally messier than my 3-year-old daughter. My son just turned 2 this month, and he is still learning how to feed himself. I use the Shout to pre-treat. I'm using plain white distilled vinegar for my fabric softener, and this method fabric softener as well, just a tiny bit of that in there to make their clothes smell good. And this is a homemade laundry soap that I make using Fel's Naphtha, baking soda, borax, and washing soda. It works really well and it smells amazing. I don't care about those limits, 'cause I want this to last like nothing ever lasts before. I'ma go too fast. I recently did a huge deep clean of this bathroom, but as I was cleaning around in here, I noticed that things were still kind of just stinky around the toilet, so I was trying to make sure that I cleaned everything around the toilet and then in the trash can, so that I was trying to eliminate those odors. And y'all, I got these bathtub crayons for my kids. They've always wanted some, but I was committed to scrubbing it off, but once the little pieces started breaking and clogging the drain and I had to use a plunger on them, I decided no more. They were not for me, even though they only use about 1 crayon per bath. It just wasn't worth it in the end, so I'm going to finish up the pack with them, and then maybe if they do enjoy that very much, then I will use some paint or something later on, some bathtub paint, as a treat for them, but I will never ever get these crayons again. It was way too much of a hassle. The plunger that I used to unclog the drain worked because I don't have a stopper, and I was really grateful for that. Like I said though, I've had a lot of just smelliness around this toilet, so I was trying to make sure to deep clean this. I've been doing this almost twice a week, deep cleaning everything, and it ended up being kind of the grout around the toilet. You can probably tell there that it had a little work that needed done on it, and I cleaned that later. I didn't actually do it in this video because I didn't realize quite what it was in this video, but I did do it later on, and it has eliminated a lot of that odor. So I'm just going to be tidying everything up and wiping down the sink as well, and then I'll get to the floors. Yeah, Like I said before, I am so glad that you are here. Your time is very important, and I'm so glad that you took the time to sit back and watch this video. And I hope that if you are looking for some relaxation, that you are getting that while you're watching this video. Or if you're looking for some motivation and just some real life cleaning, I hope that you are getting that motivation and that encouragement as well, because everyone has their real life, their real messes, and I just hope that if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you need today, then that's what you're getting. Let me know in the comments down below if you are cleaning with me or if you are just relaxing. I would love to know how you guys enjoy these videos. I did want to put in here how I turned the gel soap into foam soap. If you guys don't know this, I just Googled how to do this because I noticed at Walmart that the gel was the same price as the foam and there was a lot more in there. So I just put about 2 ounces in there and filled the rest up with water. That's about how far I got reading on Google, and I'm glad that it worked. It actually worked super, super well, and it makes that soap lasts so much longer. It smelled the same and it worked the same. Even though it wasn't quite as blue as the original foam soap, it worked and smelled just the same, and I was really glad for that little hack. During this bathroom clean, I did finish off a pack of wipes, so I just poured the rest of the liquid that was in there and used it to scrub out the toilet quickly because it didn't have any rings or stains at this time. It just needed a little bit of a swish. Moving on to my room, I'm going to make my bed, tidy up, and vacuum, and there was a lot of clothes that I needed to put away in my closet and kind of regain my dresser back from those clothes. So my daughter helped me with that. You'll see her in this video as well. And it was really good to get my room all tidied up and feel like I have a clean, safe haven to go to at the end of the day, even if I didn't get everything in the rest of the house done, which I definitely didn't on this day. So it felt especially nice to have my room clean. Normally I start in there, but like I said, my son was asleep and I didn't want to wake him up. So I started on that end of the house and then just moved to this side whenever I was done with that bathroom that was right next to his room. I'm always really grateful whenever my daughter wants to help me out. I am currently 27 weeks pregnant in this video and 28 weeks pregnant as I'm doing this voiceover. So all the extra help that she gives me is really appreciated. By the way, I use tea tree oil in the bottom of this trash can. I know you can't hardly see it, but that's what that was. My closet is almost always looking like this in the bottom because my kids love to come in here, drag my shoes off, and wear them around the house. But it always feels good to get it all cleaned up and be able to walk through there. I just wanted to say during this voiceover, my daughter has her little dress up shoes on and she's clunking around the house. So even though the door is shut, you might hear her. She is dressed up as Supergirl, or what she considers Supergirl. So just so you know, if you hear anything, that's probably what it is. And I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love carpet lines, or vacuum lines in my carpet, especially when the carpet desperately needed vacuuming like this room did. This was just after one vacuuming of one room. That was nasty. Now I am going to be sorting all these clothes. I sort them into a regular load, a load of towels, a load of delicates, a load of jeans, and that usually works for me. My kids' clothes, if there are any in these, they normally just go in my normal load, and I do add whites in there as of right now. If I need to, I put a color catcher, but I am going to try soon. Like I said, I'm trying to develop a little bit better of a laundry routine, so I'm going to try and start doing whites separately soon. I do feel like I could probably keep them whiter that way, so I'm going to be trying to do that soon, but not in this video. We had been gone all weekend to a wedding that was a few hours away, and so there was lots of things that I had pulled out and just left out from packing to go away for the night, and there was a lot of things that I had brought home and not put away yet, so there was so much stuff on this counter. It felt good to get it all cleared up after having it out and coming home to that. I was not able to clean everything up before I left, even though I try and do that whenever I go somewhere. It didn't happen all the way this time. So it felt good to get it all put away when I got home. That bag that I put from my dresser into this bathroom, that was just more stuff that needed to be put away in here that I had packed to go with me. This isn't a super detailed list, but it does feel good whenever I can cross things off, and things that I don't get done or choose not to do, I was just Xing off instead of crossing out. But it still felt good to just kind of get those off my list and off my mind. Next, I'm moving on to this very cluttered kitchen, and I felt like I could never fully get the kitchen clean on this day. Even when it was clean, it ended up getting cluttered up pretty quickly, but that's just kind of how the heart of the home goes, so I was trying not to stress too much about it, but I knew I needed to put all these things away. I had some stuff left out from grocery shopping and just things that needed refilled and just put away, and I had a few dishes to do as well, but not too many on that side. So I'm just going to get those things done as quickly as possible because I know you can't hardly tell in the video, but in my head while I was filming this video, like I said, I was just sort of at the end of my rope. There was so much laundry, so much stuff to get done, and throughout the day I just felt myself getting more and more wore out. And I'll show you in just a minute when I decided that we were definitely going to go get burgers for lunch. There was just that moment where I knew that that needed to happen instead of me cooking on this day.
I saw you from across the room. When our eyes met, I never knew.
Like I said, I had used homemade soap, and as part of my better laundry routine, I am trying to be gentler on my clothes and use homemade soap and dry my clothes on a low heat. So that's what I'm doing here as well.
When our eyes met, I never knew that I could feel this way, and it's kinda strange. Don't even know your name. I don't know
You may or may not see that purple juice stain on my counter. It did not come up with this cleaner, but I'll show you in just a minute how I actually did get that stain and a few others that were on my counter up. And I was so excited that this little trick actually worked. I'm sure that some of you guys know about it, but I'll show you what it was in just a minute. I absolutely love this essential oil diffuser. It is 3 liters, which is almost 3 quarts. I do feel like when I add oils to it, they go away really quickly. So I add about 10 drops to the top, and this is On Guard that I'm using. It's a sort of protective, healthy blend, just kind of generally keeping the air clean and keeping us a little bit healthier. But I add about 10 drops on the top, and then I wait till it's about halfway empty. And then I add about 10 more drops because I feel like it does diffuse out the oil before all of the water is gone. So that's what I like to do with that. But it does work really well. It's huge and I don't have to worry about filling it up for at least a whole day. I love it.
You say that you're from out of town. I'm hoping that you stick around. Show me what it's like. Would you stay another night? 'Cause I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Just wanna get to know you.
This right here was the moment where I decided we were going to get burgers for lunch and I was not going to cook and make any more of a mess after I looked over and saw my 2-year-old intentionally dump all these crayons everywhere. I wasn't mad about it, I was just done. I was totally done. So after I cleaned this up, I went ahead and finished the rest of the kitchen and then we went and got burgers, but stick around because I've got a lot more to show you. I know that a lot of you don't know me personally, but you can probably just tell by the expression on my face that I was done with today. I probably should not have filmed this, but you know what? It's real life. As a mom, you kind of just get to the end of your rope and you're doing things because you know you need to, not because you really want to. I hope no one gets too worried when I say that I was just done. I some days just get more mentally tired than physically tired. Some of you can probably relate to that. So that's all I'm talking about. This is a trick that I learned from lots of different people on YouTube, just to put a towel in your dishwasher when it's on the dry cycle. It does get a lot more things dry. I don't feel like it works as well for the top rack, but it does work decently well, especially for those plastic things that do not get as dry with just the dry cycle. So if I miss the rinse cycle, or the dry cycle anyways, I will just go ahead and put it on another dry cycle and put the towel in there. I put a thin one. I make sure it's not over the vent. And it works pretty well, at least for those plates that have the little compartments that always come out dripping wet. I really like that little hack. And if you guys haven't tried it yet and you have wet plasticware for coming out of your dishwasher, I would really recommend that you try it.
I think I've waited all these years for you right here. But how will I ever know if you go?
So I want to show you guys too how I clean my cast iron pans without ruining my nails or scratching up my hands. I just put the scrubber, the steel wool scrubber on top of my brush, and it works just as well, if not better, than if I used my hands, and I don't have to get all the junk from the pan on my hands, and I don't have to scratch up my nails or my hands from that. So if you guys don't do that, if you have cast iron pans, if you don't do that already, then I recommend that you try it out because it works so well. Now I'm just going to be putting baking soda and Dawn dish soap. That's what I have in that little pump right there. I'm just going to be using that to clean out my sink.
Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am, it's like I'm wasted. and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever. And I won't waste.
After my sink is totally clean, I'm going to be using these 3 large ice cubes and some lemon essential oil. I'm going to be tossing the ice cubes and about 5 drops of the oil down my garbage disposal and then running it with the hot water on so that it doesn't get messed up. And it makes it smell super good, and it cleans all the gunk off of the garbage disposal as well. I'm putting a fresh rag and making sure that my sponge is out to dry.
Now, 'cause I don't want to slow this down. My heart is screaming out.
I am not always the best at emptying my lint trap after every load, but it's always a relief in my mind to not have to worry about a fire hazard when I finally do empty it out. And if you guys don't notice all the dust, I hate emptying my lint trap for that reason. So now I'm just going to get all this trash out and then clean up all the garbage juice that had leaked out of these bags. These bags are not just from us. We hosted a shower over the weekend, the last weekend before this, and so it was actually just piled up because we were not able to go and burn it at the moment. So that's why it was so bad. It does not normally get this bad.
Out your name, I'm wasted on you. Here we are, right underneath the stars. So let's get a little reckless. You make me breathless, and I won't waste this. And I promise that I will stand by you forever.
I totally forgot to show this, but I did use a little Clorox cleaner plus bleach in the bottom of this. I think it smells really good, and it kind of keeps the other smells at bay as well.
I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste this. I'll follow you, yeah.
So this is that little tip or trick for getting stains up off your counter. And this one might be a little bit hard to see. This was just kind of some dark staining from where I'd put my cast irons down and they sat there too long. There was a little bit of rust, but obviously my counter, it's a little bit hard to see for this one. It'll be easier to see with that purple stain on the other side.
Every change has a
Before we go to that other stain though, I just wanted to show you this handprint that I could not bring myself to wipe off my fridge. That's just how mom life is sometimes. Some things are cute, some things are frustrating, and that was cute. But this is a purple stain, and I realized that I had not shaken that Barkeeper's Friend, and that really did make a difference. And I got this purple stain almost totally off. I will probably go ahead and do this maybe once or twice more when I wipe down the counters again, because it didn't seem to get it all out. But I think if I was just more diligent at it and not at the end of my rope, I think I could be more patient and get it all up. And that was when I decided to go to town. So while I'm getting burgers, I thought I would show you guys these bread making clips. And this was so much fun to do. This was obviously later in the evening. Once I got done, I had a few things to do in town as well as getting burgers. But it's so relaxing to me to just sit back and make some bread. So I will put on some relaxing music for you guys if you like these clips. And you can just relax and watch as well. But please don't judge me for how this pan looked. It was sitting on the counter when I had mixed something else up with my mixer, and I got a little splatter on it. I wasn't too worried. It was on the outside and it didn't get on my bread. So there you have it. I almost had a close call with my son grabbing my coffee pot, and that would not have been good if he broke that. I probably would have been heartbroken. My heart would have been in as many pieces as the coffee pot, so I was glad that I caught him with that. But it felt so good at the end of this just to go ahead and cross all those things off my list. And then I was going to go ahead and write a new list for the next day, which I did not get done on that day either, but making a list kind of helps me prepare anyways. And I have been writing down everything, not too detailed, but detailed enough that I can cross something off every time I do something. So that's been really nice. If you guys need a little more motivation just with your own self, writing a list absolutely helps me anyways. And I feel like if you don't write a list, it may help you as well. But I wanted to show you, this is what my house is looking like already at the end of the day. Kitchens are so hard to keep clean. This was just part 1. Make sure you stay tuned to part 2 where I clean the rest of my house. This was on the same day, but this video was just getting too long and I didn't want to overload you guys with too much. But the rest of the house is very satisfying as well. So I hope that you stay tuned for more cleaning and a little bit of organizing motivation as well. And I will see you in that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one.